Hello, everyone. This is Daniel, your NIA Code Monkey and IT extraordinaire at Network in Action. Today, I'm sitting with the wonderful Sharon Heller.
Hi
Sharon,
there.
how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. We are interviewing some of our franchisees and getting a feel of how their experience has been with Network in Action. And so, I wanted to ask you, which areas of the country are you servicing?
I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Denver, and you guys have recently been, not to revert to the weather automatically, except I heard you guys had a very sudden dip in the temperature.
It's a little erratic here. Yeah, we
Yeah,
went from about 100 degrees to about 30 degrees in I think a 24-hour period. It was a little shocking.
that's not right. I don't think we're made for that.
Now it's in the 80s again. So,
That's much better, much more pleasant.
yeah.
Man, I can't imagine. All right, but other than that, Denver is a beautiful place. You have happy franchise. I'm sorry, happy members out there. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
that's great. And how long have you had your Network in Action franchise?
We've been about a year and a half.
A year and a half rolling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what were you doing before you were franchising with Network in Action?
Yeah, well, my background is in special education leadership. I was working as a program director in that field for 20 plus years. And my husband has a business coaching firm here in Denver, Denver Business Coach, which we still have. So Network in Action was in addition to our coaching firm.
Right on. I imagine those two work really well together. You could probably bring a lot of value to your network, just even with the little coaching. And so, let me ask you: do you plan on, if you haven't already, taking up the Network in Action Crowd Coach opportunity?
We're actually not.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason why is because we have a coaching program already, group coaching program already within Denver Business Coach.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
yeah, for us, it didn't quite make sense. We'll keep an open mind though, and see how it may fit in the future.
Right on. Right on. And I also saw on your profile and researching this, you have a nonprofit, I believe it was, with something to do with meditation.
Yeah, well, that's my passion project, and I've been involved in meditation for about 19 years, and I give quite a bit of my time to a worldwide meditation center and teach meditations, and we have spiritual discussion evenings as well. So, yeah, that's what I do with any free time that I have.
That sounds really wonderful and relaxing and probably very fulfilling. So
Yeah,
you have a very full plate, I
I do.
imagine, between these three projects, and you're still managing to build out an awesome group. So what made you decide to be a community builder?
Yeah, well, I can say that we were not franchise shopping, but we were looking for a new way to network. So we really built Denver Business Coach through networking and had found that we had outgrown some of the networking models that we had been active in, and we were really looking for really high caliber professional peers to be networking with. We didn't have a ton of time to give to networking because we already had a really thriving business, but we knew that we needed to keep connecting with people. So we were looking for a new networking model. And my husband and business partner actually found NIA online and got super excited about it and said, well, this is what we are going to join. And then found out that Network in Action didn't exist in Denver.
Yeah.
So he just got like this wild idea that we were going to bring it, and that he said it would be the perfect project for me, which I took a little convincing. But ultimately, I'm very much a people person and love community. And as soon as I learned more about what Network in Action was really about, it felt like a great fit. So here we are, a year and a half later, and loving it.
Still rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
That's really awesome, and I'm glad that you're loving it, and Simon is as well. It's really been great having you two. And so, what would you say you enjoy most about your Network in Action franchise?
The people, for sure. I mean, every time we meet, every single time, I'm always just so struck by the quality of people. They're people I like. They're people I would just personally choose to be around, anyways.
Hmm.
And then to have that professional community that I just get to give to and support it's very fulfilling. Anyways, I just get to help these business owners thrive and meet each other, and I'm constantly thinking about who can I introduce to who, and how can I help them grow. So it's a very yeah, it's a very fulfilling type of work to do, because it's all about community. And the group speaks for themselves, right? We have
Yep.
guests come and they're always just so impressed with who's in the room, whether we're physically in a room together or whether we're on Zoom.
Yeah, I remember when I first, started attending meetings. I was actually a little intimidated by the caliber of the people there. I went in there. I was like, "Oh man, I got some real pros."
Yeah.
And they're all willing to play ball. But at the end, you're all there for the same reason, and
Yeah.
you want to help each other grow. And I think Network in Action is great with all the exercises that we put in place, uh, to help facilitate that growth among the group. And so, what advice would you have for somebody who's interested in starting their own network and action group or their own networking group in general?
Yeah. Um, Gosh, what advice? I mean, I think having structure is good. I'm personally, and this is one of the things I love about Network in Action, is that it is structured, that it is, because of how the meetings are designed. We're always deepening our relationships, and very quickly those relationships go beyond the superficial of, how are you today and how's the
Yep.
weather, right?
Hmm.
And so I think having really quality agendas, and having agendas that are always helping individuals like initiate deeper and deeper conversations, to me, that's like at the heart of it, because that helps us build trust, really quickly, because we get to know each other, and our conversations are like deeper. And that's something people comment on all the time. They're like, wow, you guys are, this is different. It's not just here's my business card and
Absolutely.
call me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think quality content really makes all the difference.
Absolutely. And from the jump when we were first starting this out, I remember because I actually had no previous networking experience, so I kind of compare apples to oranges,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I remember seeing our first speed networking um, attempt, and just to see the way people were uh, engaged in it, and this was new and different, and they almost didn't know how to be,
Mm-hmm.
but it was bonding in that sense that everyone was in this kind of fast paced but get to know each other agenda. um, yeah, it was really wonderful, and seeing all the different agendas that we have throughout the year, especially that first year. um, it does facilitate the growth of the group itself. And do you have any particular um, agenda that is your favorite?
Um, I don't think so. I mean, I think NIA is constantly creating new agendas. As franchise owners, we get to contribute to those. So I think I especially like the agendas that like speak into what's relevant. I
Hmm.
mean, there was an agenda that was created to speak into what we were all dealing with as business owners with a pandemic. It
Yeah,
was like, it felt like, how can we talk about anything else? This is what we're all grappling with, right?
right on.
So to have an agenda that was built around that topic, to me, was really important.
Hmm.
So I am always looking for the agendas that are going to be the most relevant and really speak to what what we're grappling with now, what's needed now. Maybe it's something a little bit more playful.
Yeah.
Maybe people need inspiration and to be energized. Maybe they need some nuts and bolts, kind of business strategy as part of the agenda. So I think we have a wide variety to choose from.
Hmm.
And if something new needs to be developed, that's constantly happening as well. So,
Yeah, I know recently you submitted an agenda to us, and Scott took to it and really loved it. We put that up on our Nest platform where the franchisees come, and now all of our fellow franchisees could do that as well. So thank you for that.
yeah,
So,
you're welcome.
and so you had mentioned COVID. So how was your response to COVID and how all this came together?
Yeah, one of the things that we were able to do is pivot really quickly to Zoom meetings. Our last meeting that we had was right, in March. We had an in-person meeting in that time, and then by April we needed to be meeting by Zoom. But even before that, we started a weekly roundtable meeting for our members, where we did a Friday morning meeting. Whoever wanted to jump on, jumped on. And during that time, we were doing a lot of keeping everyone updated on resources, talking about what loans were available, just sharing resources and information, and kind of being that roundtable that people could drop in and just get some support, see each other, share some ideas, share some inspiration. So we did that the first 6 weeks, and I know our members really appreciated it, not just from what we were able to share, but from what they were able to share with each other.
Of
Like
course.
we have a banker in the group, right? So he was able to keep the group really updated about what loans were out there, and the CPA was able to give advice about different things having to do with taxes and what was going on in that world. So I think the group really came together during that time. All of our meetings, we didn't miss a meeting. We continued to have guests at every meeting, and I think especially during this time, we've continued to grow because business owners more than ever need a strong community, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, and it takes somebody who really sees, they see the challenge and they step up to plate,
Mhm.
and I think where I've seen that time and again with head leadership, franchisees, I really feel like everyone on our team has really stepped up to bat and taken on this whole crisis. We've there's been a great paradigm shift here, especially in the more affected areas.
Mhm.
Taking to Zoom and doing things virtually, having hybrid meetings. um, so I'm not sure how affected your part of the country was. Was it ever an epicenter?
It was never an epicenter, but things really did shut down,
Yeah.
for a good period. And I think our governor here in Colorado was, pretty strict protocols actually. So we didn't have in-person meetings for several months. We had our first in-person meetings last week. Most of our members were chomping at the bit to be in person again. And, of course, we
Yeah.
did it with masks and social distancing. And then we had a group of members that joined by Zoom, and we video conferenced them in.
Right
Um,
on.
so we know we need to stay really flexible during this period of time. We need to, you know, let people make their own decisions, because people, there's a wide variety of what people are comfortable with, and people have medical conditions and all of that. So I think we need to stay really flexible and
Of
just kind of
course.
know that we're gonna maybe sometimes be meeting in person, maybe sometimes not,
Hmm.
but we know that we can be super effective purely through the virtual platform if need be. So we have that to rely on, and then we want to be face to face whenever we can.
Well, Sharon, we are very thankful to have you with Network in Action. Keep on doing awesome work. Is there any parting words you'd like to give the audience? Maybe an invite to join your group.
Yeah, well, we're always open to new members, of course, as long as the industry is open,
Hmm.
and fellow people who are looking into becoming a franchise owner are welcome to reach out to me as well. I know that was a very invaluable thing for me in the process, was to get to meet other franchise owners. And I would say that that's been a huge, unexpected bonus to being a franchise owner, is just the relationships I've built with other franchise owners across the country, and having that support system, and that, other peers doing the same job that I'm doing. And, we're constantly sharing ideas and supporting each other and inspiring each other. So for me, that's been really essential and really appreciated.
All right. All right. Well, Sharon Heller, Denver, Colorado, thank you for being here with us. It's been wonderful.
Thank you, Dan.
All right. Take care.